मेरे ख्याल से आपने पैंडेमिक के टाइम पे शूट किया है आपने काफी पोर्शन।
जी, जितने मुश्किल हालात में शूट कर सकता था इंसान हमने सब में कर लिया।
जैसे फिल्म में एक होता है कि आपको जो भी आपने बोलना है, डायलॉग्स बोलना है, कुछ हद तक थोड़ा सा सिंप्लीफाइड भी करते हैं कि लोगों के समझ में आसानी से समझ में आ जाए। लेकिन अब यहाँ पर जैसे ओटीटी में एक तरीके का एडवांटेज है।
मैं तो हमेशा कॉम्प्लीफाई करता हूँ, मैं तो कभी सिंप्लीफाई नहीं करता। Farzi is Farzi, man. Like, I can't really compare it to anything else. It's difficult. I think it's a very unique world, and I think it's a big compliment that I really can't draw a parallel.
तो अभी जैसे फैमिली मैन का जिस तरीके से हमने देखा था कि दैट इट ट्रेंडेड इंटरनेशनली, दुनिया भर में जिस तरीके से उसको देखा गया, लोगों ने उसको अलग अलग
Just like Faridoon, who has trended internationally to Canada now. Kantara is doing huge business in Hindi industry. That is something which would be unexpected. You know, it doesn't even come with a sequel before it or something. It's a completely fresh film, right? OTT is very different. Like, you know, the way people watch it and consume it, like the way I watch it and consume it, is very different. My expectations from when I'm watching content digitally at home in the comfort of my house is very different from when I enter a theater, get popcorn, sit down, you know, and then I'm waiting for the film to start.
What are your memories of your Nana?
Yeah, I've never really spoken about him. This is the first time I've been asked about him. So I'm a little emotional, but yeah, he was an amazing, amazing man.
Shahid Kapoor, welcome on Connect FM Canada. कैसे हैं आप?
Thank you very much, Faridoon. So nice to see you after so long, yeah.
Absolutely wonderful to see you as well, and very, very excited and thrilled with the superb promo of Farzi. I think long overdue, but it was a film that you were doing, I think 8 years back.
Yes, it's the same subject, which I think Rajan DK tried very hard to turn it into a film, but it had a very good problem. कहानी बहुत ज़्यादा थी, एक फिल्म में फिट ही नहीं आ रही थी. You know, so they kind of, I think, were not being able to put everything into a film, and then at that time it didn't happen, and then they reached out to me for some other film, and I actually asked them for what they were doing with regards to OTT and a show, and they were very surprised that I wanted to do a show because it was right after Kabir Singh, and I said I very much want to do a show with you guys because I have absolutely loved Family Man, and I think you guys have killed the OTT space. I mean, you guys are the best, the way that you cracked it. And then they said that the film that we had offered you, now it's a show. You know, so I said okay, and I kind of remembered the idea because it was a very new idea, you know, so it had always stayed with me. And then they kind of took me through the beats, and I was very excited because I felt that it was two fundamental things. One is that the world was very fresh and different and exciting when I heard it, and two, it was offering me a character which allowed me to kind of delve deep, which I always enjoy. And three, because I had already enjoyed the work of the filmmakers, I was wanting to collaborate. So it all kind of just fell in place.
I had interviewed Rajan DK, I think almost 8-9 years back, and I still remember. इनकी एक फिल्म आई थी शोर इन द सिटी.
Yes, बहुत अच्छी फिल्म.
बड़ी कमाल की फिल्म. जी. So at that point of time, इन्होंने मुझे बोला था कि that Farzi is शोर इन द सिटी on steroids. ऐसी one-liners में ये लोग मतलब बड़ा naturally flow करता है इनकी writing में भी. So that should be very interesting because Shore in the City was, I think, a fantastic film. Great soundtrack. I think soundtrack.
But this they said 9 years back.
Ji.
Yeah, I think, of course, I'm sure in some way they knew why they were saying that. But I feel Farzi is like super original and different. I understand why somewhere. I think there was an underbelly of Mumbai element in Shore in the City. You know, so that underbelly of Mumbai is very much there in Farzi. But Farzi is Farzi, man. Like, I can't really compare it to anything else. It's difficult. I think it's a very unique world, and I think it's a big compliment that I really can't draw a parallel.
All right, so like 8-part series, जो आपने मेरे ख्याल से आपने पैंडेमिक के टाइम पे शूट किया है आपने काफी पोर्शन.
जी, जितने मुश्किल हालात में शूट कर सकता था इंसान हमने सब में कर लिया. 125 locations, shot between 2 COVID waves, spread over 1.5 years. It was quite a journey.
So, you know, जैसे आपने कहा कि कबीर सिंह के बाद में आपने शो का नाम मुनासिब समझा, लेकिन you know, people who have followed your journey, you know, they would surely know that आपने हमेशा कुछ नया करने के बारे में आपने हमेशा कोशिश करी है, and maybe this is another step in the same direction as well. Does this space give you like a really quirky sort of you know, worldview that maybe like a big screen may not be able to give in a way as well.
Yes, I do feel that the opportunity, if you choose the right subject, the right character, the right world, what OTT offers you is a different experience from what the big screen can offer you, because you get 5-6 hours of footage, and the way the
Correct.
graph of the story and the character builds is more immersive in nature. It sucks you into the world. It's not so loud and noisy and jhang jhang. Like, it doesn't need to be like how a film needs to be very attacking sometimes to keep you involved,
Hmm.
because it's a big screen experience, so you want it to jump out sometimes. But OTT is very different. Like, the way people watch it and consume it, like the way I watch it and consume it, is very different. My expectations from when I'm watching content digitally on at home in the comfort of my house is very different from when I
Yes.
enter a theater, get popcorn, sit down, and then I'm waiting for the film to start with friends, and it's a different vibe. So there is a very big difference in the two things. So yes, there is a big difference in the opportunity, but the craft is the same, the job is the same. You're in front of the camera, you know your lines, you understand the world that you're a part of, and you go out there and you discover or try to find truth. As an actor, I mean, the basics are the same.
Right. जैसे फिल्म में एक होता है कि दैट आपको जो भी आपने बोलना है, डायलॉग्स बोलना है, कुछ हद तक थोड़ा सा सिंप्लीफाइड भी करते हैं कि लोगों के समझ में आसानी से समझ में आ जाए। लेकिन अब यहाँ पर जैसे ओटीटी में एक तरीके का एडवांटेज है
मैं तो
जब
हमेशा कॉम्प्लीफाई करता हूँ, मैं तो कभी सिंप्लीफाई नहीं
जी जी। सो अभी जैसे फैमिली मैन का जिस तरीके से हमने देखा था कि दैट इट ट्रेंडेड इंटरनेशनली, दुनिया भर में जिस तरीके से उसको देखा गया, लोगों ने उसको अलग अलग
Just
जुबानों
like
पे अलग अलग
Faridoon,
कस
who has trended internationally to Canada now.
थैंक यू वेरी मच। सो यहाँ पर जिस तरीके की राइटिंग यहाँ पर हम देख रहे हैं आपके मतलब शो में, तो इसमें वेब शो में क्या होता है कि सबटाइटल भी जो है वो भी इक्वली इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है, बिकॉज it can be people from various other languages, they will be following it as well, not necessarily Hindi only. Does that excite you in a way that people from different nationalities, cultures, they will be following this and consuming this as well?
I think the thing is that, those are very external things. Like, outside people who are watching an actor, they think that an actor is thinking about all of that. I don't think about all of that. I think about telling the story in the most, in the purest, best, freshest way, and playing a character which I have not done before in my career. So it's different. What will travel, what will not travel? I don't like to work with any presumptions in my head. Of course, we know that all content has the potential to travel today. I mean, when Natu 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 is winning international acclaim, nobody when that film came out would have thought that something like that would happen. But that is the nature of how the world has become now. So, Kantara is doing huge business in Hindi industry. That is something which would be unexpected. It doesn't even come with a sequel before it or something. It's a completely fresh film, right? So these are things that are happening globally. And so the platform is global. Sitting here right now on Zoom or on Instagram or on Facebook or on Twitter, you can talk to the world.
Correct.
There's no difference in cinema anymore. Whatever language you make something in, it can travel and you can talk to the world. So I think that's something we all know. But am I chasing that? I'm not chasing that. I'm chasing making the best product that I can make. Then the product will decide where it needs to go. I don't like to sit and assume things, and I don't function like that. I'm very simple. I think simply. कि इसको अच्छे से करते हैं, उसके आगे वो कहाँ जाएगा, क्या होगा, वो देखेंगे.
Okay, now what are your views about the meme culture? Because जैसे आपने कबीर सिंह से एक्सपीरियंस किया, आपने और फिल्मों से अपने एक्सपीरियंस किया है, राजन डीके का थोड़ा सा उनके साथ में काफी एसोसिएटेड रहता है कि उनके जो बहुत से डायलॉग्स भी होते हैं और जो उनकी सिचुएशंस होती हैं वो उस पे मीम्स बन जाते हैं और बहुत ज्यादा शेयर होते हैं. Do you in a way find it exciting? Do you find it quirky? What is the best meme maybe that on Farzi that you have seen so far?
I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, when Farzi pe to middle finger class and that whole thing of पैसा खुशियाँ नहीं खरीद सकता है, सिर्फ वो बोलते हैं जिनके पास पैसे. So of course their lines are very quirky, they immediately connect. Yeah, I mean, I let it be at that much only. उससे ज्यादा क्या सोचने का उसके बारे में. लोगों को कुछ अच्छा लगता है तो उसका मीम बना लेते हैं, तो it's fun. But उससे आगे I don't think about it too much.
Okay, working with someone like Amol Palekar ji, I'm sure that anyone and everyone is a huge fan of both the artist as well as the person that he is. How was that experience?
Amol sir is, he's somebody we've grown up watching, and he just has so much integrity in his personality, you know. So I think there was nobody better to cast as my Nanu than him, you know. इतने अच्छे नाना का इतना नालायक पोता जो usually life में होता है ऐसे ही होता है. But I think he was perfect for the character. He's playing the owner of a printing press, which creates a newspaper which writes very socially relevant stuff. And this very perfect, pious, beautiful man has a grandson who turns out to become a con artist, and that is the relationship that Sunny has with Nanaji. It was amazing to have him on the show, and he still has such a wonderful personality. His control over language is so beautiful, and it was an absolute pleasure working with him.
Okay, your own Nana was, I think, an extremely, I think, illustrious man, and maybe we have not never spoken about him. What are your memories of your Nana?
But he was like a father to me till I was the age of 10. He was like a father figure for me because my dad used to live in Bombay. My parents were not together. My Nana is actually the strongest influence in my life as a child. He, I think, very largely my values, my emotionality, my understanding of spirituality, it all came from my conversations with him. In the time that we spent together before I shifted to Bombay, he would drop me to school every day. And I don't remember a single day whether he was unwell or whether he had an emergency or whether work was calling him or anything that he didn't hold my hand and walk me 15 minutes to school. So he is he's my soul. Like, I feel like I am everything that I am as a human being because of everything that he taught me. So I've never really spoken about him. This is the first time I've been asked about him. So I'm a little emotional, but yeah, he was an amazing, amazing man.
जो जुबान पे आपका हाथ साफ है, नुक्ते आपके जो साफ हैं, वो कुछ हद तक वहीं से आया?
हाँ, बिल्कुल. मेरे नाना नानी दोनों जो थे वो एक्चुअली ट्रांसलेटर्स थे. वो लिखते भी थे और ट्रांसलेशन भी करते थे. सो हिंदी से उर्दू या रशियन से, सो देवर उनकी जबान इतनी साफ थी, इतनी अच्छी थी कि मुझे कुछ भी मैं गलत बोलता था तो पड़क करके डांट पड़ती. सो ऑफ कोर्स आई हर्ड वेरी गुड लैंग्वेज एट होम. और बचपन में जो आप सुनते हो वही आप बोलते हो. सो ऑफ कोर्स दैट वाज कंप्लीटली द रीजन व्हाई व्हाटएवर लिटिल बिट आई स्पीक क्लियरली या जो भी कहा जाए. वैसे आज के जमाने में थोड़ा सा ऐसा हो गया कि थोड़ी भी हिंदी ठीक ठाक बोल लो तो लोग बोलते हैं आप तो बड़ी अच्छी बोल लेते हो. The new generation is speaking less and less of Hindi. They need to speak their mother tongue much more.
No, absolutely. Okay, and there are some amazing actors in the series. K.K. Menon is there. Vijay Sethupathi is there, and I think he's got Vijay Sethupathi has got the most amazing, I think, style that he's extremely surprising, which is so beautiful. Yeah. Something about these guys. How was the experience of working with giants like these?
I've worked with KK sir before. So working with him, I was like waiting. We actually chased him. Raj, DK and me, I was on to the project first. So even when it was being developed, I kind of came on it at that stage. So I was, when they were casting, when they were discussing character arcs, this, that, I was kind of part of those conversations here and there, right? So there was a time when we were not being able to get KK sir's dates. And they kept saying, Shahid, what do we do? Should we? Because, we have to shoot. And I would just like keep telling them that kuch bhi ho jaye, we can't, nobody else can play this character, And then we waited and finally KK sir found dates. एक टाइम पे तो कोविड भी था ना, तो उसकी वजह से 3-4 महीने लोग घर पे अटक जाते थे. And then, when they had to do work, they already had so many things to do. So somehow we managed to make KK sir pull out some dates for us. So it was amazing to have him. Vijay sir, they told me about, I think 4 or 5 months after I had come onto the project, they said that, we're thinking of approaching him. Maybe they wanted to check if I'm comfortable. I don't know why, but they kind of asked me, we are thinking about it. And I was very, very happy, because I have loved his work. He is an actor at heart. he goes out there and he plays different characters and he surprises you with what he does. It's totally the kind of stuff that I love. So it was a no-brainer. I mean, to have him on the show would only, elevate the show. And everybody, having Rashi on the show, Amol sir, like you said, everybody. There's this new boy called Bhuvan who's playing my best friend called Firoz. He has done such a good job, So everybody has added great value to the show. Great value.
Firoz ki qasam.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's your birthday month, and
Yes.
what is the celebrating your birthday means with your kids and wife now?
Yeah, I mean, it's a birthday, man. Like everybody makes you feel special, and you also feel special for that one day. But what's great about it is that you get to spend time with the people you love. It's another excuse to be around the people who matter. Every excuse you get to be around the people who matter, you should make that excuse. Life is too short.
Amazing.